Welcome to Finding Myself Through Obesity. My name is Aleisha Black, and today I'm going to be talking about distraction because I feel like I am really distracted lately. So we've been talking the last couple of weeks about how I started getting in my head about the opinions of other people, and when that started happening, all of a sudden all of my old beliefs started to creep in, and I started having these thoughts like, what's wrong with you? Just judgmental thoughts about myself. And as I started going deeper into those judgmental thoughts, I've noticed how I'm wanting to be more distracted. So I want to watch more TV. I want to get on social media. I've been watching like murder mysteries and just diving into famous people's lives just because it's interesting and I don't want to look at my own life right now. And so this is all about distraction. And today I had a session with my mentor, Angel, and I wanted to share a little bit about what she shared with me. So I talked a little bit about this distraction that I'm feeling, and it's starting to go back to the same issue that I've had in my childhood of I don't want to be wrong and I don't want to make a mistake. And so this is something that's really, really strong in my belief system. And I feel like we all want peace, happiness, and love in our lives. And because I was a child who knew how to get love and acceptance from other people by manipulating the way that I was to fuel my own acceptance from others, I never had to really dig deep and find out who I truly am. And so next week, I'm going to be doing an episode about how to find your truest self. And I'm going to be really thinking about that this week, because how do we even know who we are? And maybe that's what this whole journey is finding out who we are. Without this identity of being able to manipulate people to like me. So for example, I knew exactly what I had to do and be for my dad to accept and not be upset at me. And with my kids, I know what to do to get them to love me and to accept me, friends, family members. I get my cues from other people and I act the way they want me to act so that I can get the approval, the love, and the attention that I want. And I'm realizing that I don't have any other skills to go with right now. And so I default back to those things. Whenever I'm in a mood that's down, I am looking for other people to lift me up. And so sometimes even being sad, sometimes just crying and being sad can get those needs met for me. So I'm trying to be really aware of the things that I'm feeling and what I'm putting into it. But as of right now, I wanted to share that I'm really distracted and I need to work on being more present with my life. And I'm talking about this the last couple of weeks and I'm still not getting it. And so I'm going to continue talking about this until I figure it out, because if it's something that I'm struggling with, I'm sure it's something that other people struggle with too. And another way that we distract ourselves is by eating too. And so even though I have the desire to eat and I'm hungry, things just aren't quite as satisfying to me as they used to be because I know the truth. A couple of the suggestions that my mentor told me to do is, well, first of all, my mentor asked me if I'm getting out and exercising, and I was like, no, I'm not doing anything. And so she asked me, what kind of exercise do you like? And I was like, I don't really like a lot of exercise, but I do like to dance. I know I'm not a great dancer, but it's fun and it makes me happy. And so like if I put on a song that I really liked and danced to it, that would be fun for me and I would look forward to that. And so she challenged me with turning on a song in the morning and dancing and then seeing how I feel. She also says that exercising is more than just losing weight. It actually has a lot of health benefits and mental health benefits. And it's really simply about celebrating your body and what your body can do. It also ups your frequency. So that is something I could try. And then another thing she said is to just simply going outside and looking up at the sky and noticing your five senses. So what do you see? What do you hear? What do you feel? It will help me be more in the present moment. So I'm going to try and do a couple of these things, see what I notice, And one thing I need to really work on is to be willing to suspend judgment on myself. And I talked about this last week, but I know that I'm choosing to be in this state of mind, and I'm aware that I could make a different choice, but for some reason I want to stay stuck in this. And so it must be serving some kind of a purpose. But also, as I'm talking to you, I think maybe it is more, I'm just distracted and I'm not allowing myself to be in the moment and feel it because I'm distracting. So maybe I haven't allowed myself to feel it. So noticing, second thing, willing to suspend judgment, which is something I need to work on. And then the third thing is choose to receive, allow myself to receive the answers. Whew. So I'm going to be working on that. And so as I go throughout my week, I really want to learn how to be more present. I want to have better thoughts. Instead of saying what's wrong with me, I want to tell myself that I am capable. I'm capable of getting up and going for a little walk. I'm capable of doing a dance so that I could get my heart rate up and I could raise my frequency. I'm capable of making my kids peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and being okay with that. I'm capable of making a nice dinner if I want, and realizing that I have the power in my thoughts and my words. And I'm really, really just struggling with that. And like I said, that's what this journey is all about, is full on honesty and openness about each week and what I'm going through, because I know what I'm going through right now, maybe 2 or 3 weeks down the road when I figure it out, I can look back and go, oh, I can see what was going on there. And that's what this is all about, unpacking all of the things that we don't want to look at, all the things that I'm trying to distract myself from because I don't want to feel something. And it's really a practice, putting a practice into place. So I'm going to end this podcast sharing this little series. I did a 6-part, What I Wish I Knew in My 20s. I would love to hear if you have any that you would add to that. I'm learning so much, so it'll be 18 things that I've learned. Here are 3 things I wish I knew in my 20s. Number 1, you are so much more than the size of your body. Number 2, if you try to strive for perfection, you will fail every time. And number 3, you don't have to do anything to earn worthiness. You were simply born with it. Part 2. Number 1, people pleasing is not love. It's actually lies. Number 2, no matter how many people love you, it will never be enough if you don't love yourself. And number 3, if you find yourself saying a lot of shoulds, like I should do this and I should do that, remember that someone in your life taught you those shoulds. So whenever you hear yourself saying the word should, do a little discovery into finding out who taught you that. Are those things motivated by fear or love? And remind yourself that you will never find peace by doing more. It's part 3. Number 1, shame cannot exist with love. So when you're feeling moments of shame, ask yourself this question: can I love myself through this moment? Number 2, anything that challenges our worth is a lie. And number 3, I am not responsible for anyone else's feelings. Part 4. Number 1, meditation and visualization can change your life. Number 2, never stop being creative. Number 3, do some research on how you determine your worth and learn how to give yourself your own approval. Part 5. Number 1, fear-based thoughts are lies, and they're actually exactly opposite of the truth. Number 2, allow yourself to feel your feelings without stuffing them down with food or shopping or social media or whatever thing you use. And number 3, give yourself permission to trust yourself, because the answers are inside of you. Part 6. Number 1, when you come to a moment where you want to hide from your life, it's a clue that there's something more to look at. Number 2, stop doing things that are keeping you from working on your self-worth. And number 3, when I'm wanting to know the truth, I go to one place, and that is my soul.